Let's see if everybody's up. Tonight, Monday night, boy, it's been busy for me, busy week. Um, because we're starting an affiliate program now. I don't know if you know what they are, but it's the way they sell on the internet. I've been doing this for probably 2, 3 years now, close to 3 maybe. And, I never knew that this could grow because I thought, boy, how many people can I help? Like one-on-one, because I feel really people need to get help one-on-one. Just showing you a directory or a source and things like that. I mean, it's a little more complicated than that, or it's not really complicated, it's something different that people don't know because they never worked this way. We're so used to using, um, Google and having people, salesmen contact us, and we've got most of our services through people that want to get money from us. So that's easy to do because the people want to get money from you will work, they'll do all the work as long as you have money. But what we're doing here is showing people, how to get money and help when you don't have money. And those people that help you are not like the ones on Google. And that's why if you have money, you could use Google. If you don't have money, you can't use Google. And like I say, I started this earlier, and now we have about 15,000 members. And what it is that members help members. So I'm so shocked that I've been able to do this for $20. People are telling me initially that I have to charge hundreds or thousands or whatever. And I used to do that. And people will pay that because if they get money, they're happy to pay big money, and particularly if they're rich. But I was only attracting rich people when I had prices, I had those kind of prices, and they don't even need money. So I don't have a whole lot of life left. I figure about 10 years or so. And I really just want to help the people who really need the money. And that's why we charge only $20. In addition to charge $20, we give out grants. Every month, we give out up to $50,000, sometimes $70,000 of grants from the profits that we get from this. So that sort of proves to me that this is a viable thing. And to grow, we need more customers. That's how you grow. And so what we've done is developed what's called an affiliate program. That's where people could sell our product. And they make, actually, what we have now, we're not really sure, it's probably gonna change or whatever, but right now it's 30% of what we make we'll give to you if you bring in a customer. If you wanna know about this, it's letsgoaffiliate.com. If you go to letsgoaffiliate.com, and you can download a report that gives you all the details on that. Now, when the order form we have is really, it's basically $20 a month, but you could buy 6 months, you could buy 5 months, you could buy 12 months, and the average order comes out to be about $50. And so at $50, what we're offering for you, if you bring in an order, we'll give you 30%. And I think that's a little big, but we're gonna try that and see what happens. So 30% of an average order of $50. Now, like I say, it may range as low as 20 or as much as 100. But, the data, because we have data on thousands of orders already that we have, it is $20. So if you're interested in earning income, you could sell our stuff and get a commission on it of $20. And selling on the internet doesn't take money. The people who probably sell well are the people who have good followings. So like if you're an influencer of any size, maybe you just have a couple hundred followers or something like that, that's still an influencer. And so this may be of value to you, and particularly if you're a member now. I mean, that's one way to do. You're a member, and you could really talk from the heart about it. It is, I want to keep this growing. Like I say, about 10 years now I have left to keep doing that, and to help as many people as possible know about the programs that are available to everybody living in this country. And the rich people will do it. I mean, they'll find out because they'll pay thousands of dollars to find out about these things. But now I think it's needed more than ever because America is in trouble, I feel, but that's a personal bias. We're not growing. Individuals are not growing. Income is flat in this country. You can't, the average income hasn't moved in like 45 years, but prices are going up. Inflation goes up about 400%, and income went up only 30%. So that's a big difference. So that's why nobody has enough money to do anything. And so that's why to show people their options and their options. I mean, these are 750,000 grant programs that we show people, and we show them how to apply to them, what to do, and everything, all for $20. We have people every day. Every day there's 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 hours of people that are live that will answer your questions on live videos. Are there to answer your questions you have about applying to a grant. And like I say, there's 750,000 programs. It's over $5 trillion now that they're giving out every year. Even with Trump in town, they're still going to give it out. And what Trump is doing too is taking a lot, like his tax program is making people making less than $50,000. It's now going to cost you as much as $1,600 more to live in this country because of that program. Because they got a lot of things that you're eligible for. So you have to find other programs to substitute for that. And that's what we can do. And there are out there. See, where every program you have in the government, there's probably 100, 200 more programs from other offices and agencies. And that's what, there's not only one program for anything. And that's where you could check that out by going to findhelp.org and put in your zip code. And you'll see right in your zip code, there'll be 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 programs just in your zip code. And you could put in a keyword like, home repair, and there'll be 50 or 100 programs. So that's what we're trying to get people to realize, the multitude of different kind of programs. Because you hear about a program, you try that, and you're not eligible for it, you make too much money or whatever, or they're out of money. Well, that doesn't matter. It's like getting a job. If one people said no about getting a job, there's thousands of other people that are still hiring, but you don't know because you're using Google. And remember, when you use Google, all you're going to find are people that want to get money from you. And what we do is show you people that want to give money to you. Every website that we give you will give you money or free services. That's all we do, is show you programs that give money or free services. And that's why, if you're interested and you have a following at all, lesgoaffiliate.com. So you can tell other people about this and make 30% on the average sale, again, is $50. But go to that website, download, you'll see all the details about that, okay? Let's help some people here, okay? Let's see what we got. Is this the only time we'll have been training sessions on another day and at early? Oh yeah, we have them all day long. Yeah, go over on Let's Go Help 2. If you go over on calendar, right? On Let's Go Help 2, and on the left-hand side, there's a tab up on top called Calendar. So now there's a 8:15 now. So somebody's now, Megan is out there. She's on now on a Zoom call on the platform that you could talk to her right now about, and she helps with starting a nonprofit. Then at 9:30 tonight, there's another one, general help about grants, okay? Then tomorrow, there's one at 3 o'clock, there's one at 4 o'clock, there's one at 7 o'clock, then there's one at 11:30, okay? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 more programs, 4 more live you know, live feeds that you could ask questions one-on-one to get the help you need. And that's important. I just did some other short videos on things. I don't, people, you know, what Doge did and all that kind of stuff. Well, it's not clear how much they save, but what I've seen, and if you go to the shorts that I have on YouTube or on Instagram, you'll see, and I have all the links there. Well, actually, I could put them here in the for members. Yeah, here I got all these. Needy meh. Okay. Okay, here's all the links for the 3 shorts I've done. Okay, there's one about that Doge missed, you know, it looks like, you know, reading literature or whatever, Doge saved about $170 billion, 170. He said he was gonna save 2 trillion when he started. But after all that noise and all the firings, he only saved like 170 trillion. Well, I just did a video that shows you he missed $1 trillion savings he could have got at the IRS. In other words, he's finding waste, fraud, and abuse, and he only found $170 billion. And that's out of like I forget, like 12, 15 trillion dollar business the government is. Well, there's $1 trillion of waste every year at the IRS. And that's waste from a rich program they have for the rich. The program for the rich is you don't have to pay taxes. The rich are, you know, it's mostly rich people, but there's $1 trillion worth of unpaid taxes every year in this country. Some say it's 600 billion, others say $1 trillion. So you know it's a lot of goddamn money, and more than Doge will ever do. But the problem is the people who haven't paid taxes are mostly rich people. So Doge is one of those guys probably, and they didn't do anything to do that. What they did at IRS is cut back on the staff that collect the taxes. I mean, I look at that from like a business standpoint. So if I have a business and customers, you know, owed me money, man, I'd go there before I went to the bank and borrow money or anything. They owe me money, you know. Why the hell don't we get money from them instead of going to China and borrow money to run the country? You know, we have these rich people that owe the government money that nobody collects from them because we don't have the staff, and Doge cut them out. So it's people, we're a smart country. People know how to finagle the system no matter what the heck. I'm probably to blame too, because I love finagling the system in a way. But this is terrible. We're taking, you know, like we just cut out healthcare. For like 15 million people are going to lose health care. That's another thing Doge did, and Trump did really, because a lot of that is with the tax package. So Trump is going to kick 15 people off of health care to save $1 trillion. So the same trillion that he could collect by getting money from the people who owe us the money. You know, this is a terrible way. I thought he was a good businessman. He doesn't know about accounts receivable. Because we have people out there, $1 trillion, that haven't paid up. And what he's doing is cutting off people with from their health care to save $1 trillion. Wow. The people who need it the most, man. Healthcare costs is going up faster than inflation, double inflation. So the cost of healthcare is now double the cost of inflation over the last 25 years. You know, and that's why, so it's killing you. So now you're going to lose that, and you're going to have to pay for healthcare. Okay, there are a lot of other places to go. Here's the one place you really want to go. It is called Needy, Needy, Meds, MEDS, Needy, Needy meds, MEDS. Go there, and then you could find free dental health, mental health, medical health, prescription drugs, money to live on while you're recovering from. It's a wonderful website, all free money and everything. Or they even have travel expenses. You got to go see a doctor and you don't have travel money. They give you that money. You're recovering from something and you're in bed and can't work. So they have money for that. So this is the kind of help that's out there. So it's not only Medicaid. So that's why when they take the Medicaid away from you or your health care, because now what they did, see what your health care premiums are going to go up like 75%. So whatever you're paying for health care, like on the Obamacare thing or healthcare.gov, that's going to go up 75% next year because they don't want to have these. There were, assistance program. When you sign up for healthcare, you, depending on your income, you got a grant to cover part of the premium. So they are going to cut that out, and they're saying that that's going to raise your health care monthly about 75%. So that's why you have to know about options, because there are other things you're going to have to do. And like I say, there's 750,000 programs out there, so you want to know about. What's IRS? What was the third one? Well, there was a third one I thought I did. What was that? Do you remember what I? Okay, that's Doge, the healthcare. Yes, and the other thing is, now, in what's happening now with the tariffs and with the IRS, so his new tax, Trump's tariffs and his tax, the beautiful tax bill or whatever the hell he calls it. That's going to cost most people in America. The average person in America is going to lose $2,400. It's going to cost you more in living expenses. So you're going to see an inflow. You're going to need $2,400 more to pay for next year that you've paid this year. So that's an extra $2,400. That's what the tariffs is going to cost. Now, you also, if you're lower income, like $50,000 or less, you're going to need an extra $1,600 because they're cutting out other benefits for people at that income. So you've lost $1,600 there. You're going to lose $2,400 on everything else you're buying because of the tariffs. So that's $4,000 extra you're going to cost. That's going to cost you next year. So you have to plan for that. So maybe you want to do this and make that up with commissions. And that's it. That's another way. The other way is to find other grants. And there are lots of them all over the country. And that's why we'll show you where, if you're not a member, go to findhelp.org and you can start finding them in every country there, okay? That's important. We have a wonderful country that's there to help you. That's what I want to talk about. Everybody who joins, hello, sir. Thanks for the efforts you do. Oh, thank you, Mohammed. And members, if you join a member, I call it a loving, joyful community, because we love each other, because we want to help you get the money you need. And that's, to me, what love is. You help somebody else do what they want to do in life, not what you want them to do. See, that's what Google is to me. Is they're not loving. They're trying to help, yes, but they're telling you what's good for them, not what's good for you. So what we do is, explain to me what's good for you, and we try to show you the programs and show you the people to help you decide what's good for you too. Because everybody in Google has a biasness. So they all there to tell you what's good for them and make you believe it's good for you too. And most likely it's not. Because you don't know your options. It may be, it sounds good. They know how to do that. And they spend billions of dollars figuring that out. you know, so it's easy for you to get sucked in, and there are a lot of sharks that even steal your money. And when you're desperate, that's what happens. So that's why you want to have a place that people are trying to figure out what's good for you. Everett Westbrook's looking for foreclosure assistance. Okay, look on our on the left-hand side of it. We have unlocked my goals, and one on housing, and it'll tell you there. But here, let me tell you another. What's your zip code, Everett? What's your zip code? 21061. Okay, I'm gonna go to find help. Okay, and I put 21061. Okay, and then I put foreclosure. Okay. Okay, there's 18 organizations in your zip code. You're in Annapolis, huh? Or so 18 organizations that help you with it. Now, they're all nonprofits, so that means they don't sell you anything, okay? So that means you have to call them, and they may not be available now, and you may have to call back. I mean, that's life, okay? If they were getting your money, they'd probably be faster, but they don't, so you have to work with them a little more. But you have to call more than one. You want to call as many as you can. If there's 8 or 10, or what did I say, 16 or something? I forget. You call every one of those things to find out the best you can get, okay? Because one person will say anything, some people will say, you're not eligible, and you keep going. You keep calling people until you get help. That's the only way it's going to solve the problem. Okay, Amber. Yeah. See, that's what it is, and that's what our service is all about. Showing you things that people don't know because they don't advertise. So there's so much help. There's so much love given out in our country that people don't know because they're looking for it in Google, and these free things are not in Google. There's 750,000, almost 1 million organizations that give out free money and help. You have to start learning how to use them. The rich people know. They do that, but they'll hire somebody like me to do it for them. But if I got it, and I'm a kid who flunked English most of my life, and I flunked out a bunch of schools, I could do it, anybody could do it. And that's why even me, I've been doing it for 50 years, so that's different. That's why we have people who are members who just learned how to do it recently are the ones that are helping you one-on-one to help you find what's good for you. And that's what we'll do, and that's why we're ready to expand. So if you know anybody who wants to be what they call an affiliate, people who make income from selling our services, it costs nothing. We never charge you any penny. We'll help you all the way. So you bring a customer in, and then you get 30%. That's not bad, you know, but you never know. Then you may learn. It takes effort, though. It doesn't. You just don't put a website up and everybody throws money at you. No, it doesn't happen that way. You have to do the work. But if you have a following, that's a good start. What if you have bad credit? Well, listen, most of the stuff is grant. They don't care if you have bad credit or not. They're giving you money. They don't expect it back. And most places will be, like for housing and for business, that's a lot of things that are like that, and it depends. And if somebody says your credit is bad for this, you go to the next one. But the theory is most grants don't care about your credit because they don't want the money back. Banks care about the credit. So that's why in your mind, okay, I need money, I gotta worry about credit. Only if it's a loan. And then, say, the government, when it has loans, they have lower credit ratings than anybody else. Because this is money for people who can't get money elsewhere, okay? That's what the government is. If you have great credit and can get money anywhere you want, then this is not for you. But the people like that also use it because they can get it. I have a disability. Okay, there's a listing we have for disabilities. You ask it in the corner and somebody will get it for you. Diane, I read that Trump put a hold on grant forget what Trump's doing. Okay. I mean, that's true, but there's 750,000 grants. So you have 749,000, 999 other ones. That's right. He just makes noise and makes himself look good is what all that's about. And yes, it hurts people for that particular thing, but there's options. Remember, 750,000 grants, and you have to, I read it, John. Would that be you and all the other organizations? No. I mean, what he's doing, the grants, mostly grants for people he doesn't like in life. He's just getting by. He doesn't like the rich universities, so he's taking their grants away. He doesn't like a lot of technology. He's taking their grants away. It's mostly organizations that's pissed him off. But he is hurting people through the tax system. So you have to, and that's individuals. I mean, Medicaid, we have the most expensive healthcare system in the world, and he's kicking people off that, and what could be better than healthcare for people? That's, to me, immoral. But, and again, giving that $1 billion, he's taking $1 billion from people who need healthcare and giving, $1 trillion for people who need healthcare and giving it to millionaires. I don't know what kind of country this is, but there are good people here, a lot of good people. 40% of everything in our country are organizations and people that give free money and help for you to have a better life. 40%. 60% is capitalism. And capitalism, I think, is going off the rails because it's getting fewer and fewer people are getting all the toys. He's closing a lot of programs and firing a lot. Yes, and that's what's happening as the individual is there are less people to help you find the money because the money's there sitting there. But they, like Social Security, they're cutting out all the people that help you get your Social Security. Now, they're not messing with Social Security, but they're messing with people to help you get it. So that's why get in line that you're going to have to put in some time to wait on hold or whatever it is, but you have to stay there and make sure you do that. And if you have problems, where you want to go is call your elected official. If any federal program, somebody, you can't get through and things like that, you want to call this 202-224-3121. Okay, this is the Capitol Hill switchboard for your elected officials. 202-224-3121. You call them and tell them, hey, Social Security this, SBA is this, or whatever, or my unemployment is this. And they'll fix it. They'll try. They have power to do it. You don't want to hire a lawyer to do anything. You want the elected officials. And then you got about 12 elected officials if you go to your state, local, and things like that. And they all have the power to help you, and they want to. Because if they help you get the money you need, you'll vote for them forever, no matter what the hell they do. That's how they stay in business. Well, my friends, I'm petering out here, okay? I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate what I'm doing, and I appreciate having this to do for the rest of my life. So if you could help us to become an affiliate, it's letsgoaffiliate.com, okay? All about it there. 30% of an average sale of $50 and costs you nothing, okay? Love you all. Stay well, be kind, and help somebody.